Hi everyone, it's Erin from EB Mix Media. Today I am doing a little bit of a riff on the encouragement cards that I posted a while back. I'll put the link to that video in the description box. This was just kind of a happenstance project. I like to use this drywall tape in my collages and in my journals. It's just a cool textured tape. You can get it at the hardware store with the drywall or plaster type supplies, and I use it a lot as in white, but I decided I wanted to color them so that I could have some variety. This one I did in gold. I've been playing a lot with metallics, so these are a lot of the different metallic ones that I made. I think you can see that it's colored. So while I was coloring them on my under paper, let's see if I can find it, I got these great patterns, and I thought, like, duh, it's like a stencil. So I thought, oh, that's kind of cool to have a patterned background that you could maybe make collage clusters or something like that. So that's essentially what I did. I took some watercolor paper and made these. This I made as like a gift tag, and this is like one of those encouragement cards. So I thought I'd show you just really quickly how I did it. It's not rocket science, but you basically get 2 for 1 because you get this cute little background piece of paper, and then you also get these cool painted pieces of drywall tape that you can use in your artwork. Okay, so it's simple. It's so simple. So let's start with gold. This is a gold metallic. These I got at Michael's. They're super cheap. This says it's for enamel. It works fine on paper. And I'll get my drywall tape here and just cut a piece about the size that I think I want for a background. And you could even, we'll put that down there. So you just cut about the size you need or think you're going to need. If you think you want something a little wider, you could put 2 together or even do something like that. Although you might have an odd line unless you're really good about lining it up, but we can try it and see how it goes. That'll get us more of a square. Oh. I don't know if I cut that off right or not. Nope. Oops, I got a piece under there. And it's not a super sticky backing, so I should be able to, I only did these one at a time before, and I was able to pull them up, so hopefully I won't have any issues with this either. All right, let's just start with 3, and we'll do another one of these. This is like a aquamarine, which is nice, and we'll do one of these pink tourmaline ones. Okay. All right, and I just used a wide flat brush, dipped it in a tad bit of water, but you want a pretty dry brush because otherwise it gets a little messy and you don't get the pattern. And I'm just gonna paint these. I gave a little bit of a border on the few, some I didn't. But it's better to use a drier brush and go back over it a few times rather than glop it on and have it just messy and pooling under your tape. And the reason the flat brush is nice is you can get a nice edge. And if you have to turn it, that's a good idea as well, to turn it so you can get those edges nice and even. And then if you want, you could go back in, and I didn't even wash my brush or anything, and add a little sheen here and there if you want. And once it's painted, then I think you probably want to pull it off quickly so it doesn't stick. And then I've got just some deli paper. You could use not parchment paper, what do you call wax paper from your kitchen, something like that, and put it up. Put your tape right on there, and that'll be where you can store it. Oops, I set that in there. Okay, let's do a pink. And again, I'm using a pretty dry brush for starters. You can always go back and add more. Here I'm trying not to go beyond the tape. I'm trying to just end it right at the end of the tape, but you could put a border in if you don't want to be that precise. Whoops, I screwed that up already. That's okay. Now, if you want it to be a little bit lighter, this is a champagne metallic. And I just sort of, that's kind of how I got this one, by sort of mixing these up a little bit, kind of going over that. Maybe I mixed it on the paper to get it that light rather than doing it this way. But this gives you just more of a little sheen and some variety in your background. Okay, let's get that one pulled up. This is our twofer, right? And so here you can see where you still have a pattern and some texture, but I went on pretty heavy with that champagne and kind of filled it in, so you don't have as much of a pattern as down here with the white showing through. And maybe that's a look that you prefer. So for these, you can really see the tape, but there's really no white background showing through. This one just has a little bit. So it's just a matter of preference if you want that filled in more. All right, how about we do just a gold for this one? And I'm running out of paint. Might do a little more of this. Oh my goodness. I think you could have fun doing maybe an ombre effect or something like that. This will work with any paint. You don't have to use metallics. Easy peasy. Let's dry these. These are dry now. I'm going to cut them out. I used watercolor paper for this because it's a little sturdier, but I really think you probably could get away with a mixed media paper or maybe a cardstock. And I like to leave a bit of a white border. It's up to you how much of one you want to leave. I don't think you need to measure or be precise. And then what I like to do is use a corner rounder on the corners. This is a Kadumaro Pro corner rounder, which I bought online via Amazon, I'm pretty sure. You can use a scissors to round your corners if you want. This is just kind of handy and makes them nice and even, but you don't need one of these at all. So there they go, there they are. And then I have some of these little, I like to call them painted paper posies. And if you're interested in learning how to make these, I do have a free, I call it Fabulous Florals class on Teachable, and I can link to that in the description box, but I believe this is one of the first or second lessons. There's maybe 10 lessons on different types of florals. So you can check that out. Again, it is free. And that's how I made all of these. I used paper punches, but you don't need punches to do it. Maybe that's what these are called, paper punch posies. That might be what these are. Anyway, you could use these either way. And I was thinking that that's pretty cute. Or that. Maybe that. Might do that there. You can sort of see the line where we added the two pieces of tape together. And I might do something like this here. That could be cute. Let's do something like that. Okay. And you could put these on with a glue stick, or you could use, if you're going to put it on a gift, you might want something a little stronger. This is art glitter glue. Honestly, I need to look it up. I don't know what glitter has to do with anything. Maybe it's to put glitter on things. There's no glitter in the glue. But I like to use this when I want a little bit more of a hold. I think that looks cute. I just did this one on an index card. You can see the lines there. And I just like to make these things up and have them ready to go in my stash, these little flowers or these little cards. And that way, you know, when you're making something, you don't have to stop what you're doing in order to, you have about 10 seconds before that glitter glue sets. If you want to move it, it sticks pretty quickly. I'm going to trim this one. Actually, I think I might do that with this because it looks odd to have the line. Yeah, trim that one too. Oh, shoot. I cut right into the card. Yeah, it's fine. Anywho. So it's up to you if you want to add some text here, either writing it right on the card or like I did here where I added these little sentiments here. Oh, nuts. I totally forgot to do that part. Crap. And now these are all glued. Guys, why didn't you tell me? All right, we're going to add it anyway. So I'm just using a black pen. This is my Sakura Jelly Roll pen. And I'm going around. You could do one time. I like to do more than one and make it kind of messy. That way I don't have to be so deliberate in my lines. And if my lines aren't straight, it is because I deliberately chose for them not to be straight. And then I like to add a little messy writing here, because I think it's fun and it almost looks like a back stitch or something like that on a sewing machine. Normally you would do this before you do your flowers. I'm keeping it real, folks, keeping it real. But see, by making more than one line, you don't have to be careful. If you want to get a ruler out and be careful, you certainly could do that. Let's see. We'll put that over here. You could even sign it if you wanted to. So I'm going to leave these as is and not add anything because I'll just see how I might use them later. I don't have anything in mind for them right now. So I'll put them in my stash, and perhaps I want to paste it into a journal and then add a sentiment. Maybe I want to do a gift tag, or maybe I just want to send something to a friend and write a note. You could also just write a note on the back if you wanted to. So that's it. Really simple little project. I also remember now we did that project, and we also benefited because we got these great pieces to use in other projects. So 2 for 1 there. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope it gave you some inspiration, and I'll be back again soon with another video. Thanks so much, everyone. See you again soon. Bye.